think the most challenging year was last year for me, but that was more because of personal reasons. My life just really went out of control.
It's a big year next year for Switzerland international and Arsenal midfielder Lia Walti. Lia started life challenging the boys as an under-16. She's an icon in the game, making her debut with Switzerland in 2011 and now looking to captain her side in a home Euros next year.
Yeah, when it was decided that it's going to be here, it was an incredible feeling, almost unreal feeling.
Lia joined Arsenal in 2018. That year, Arsenal won the title. She's made over 100 appearances for them since then, but it hasn't all been highs. Lia shared her experiences getting through an initially difficult start to the season for Arsenal after a string of losses and former manager Jonas Eidevall resigning in October.
It was a hard situation for her as well, seeing Jonas leaving, and I think it was a bit unexpected for her to step into that role.
An icon, but one of the more reserved players in the WSL, her family have been a key part of her support network, showing support for her at every step of her journey. She's Switzerland's 2023 Player of the Year and looking to lead her side to an incredible showing at the Euros next year, but the pressure is on.
Now when I look forward to next summer, yeah, it's really exciting. It's something special to play in front of your family, in front of your friends.
Lia also shared her career ambitions in Switzerland and plans to stay in women's football. This is Lia Walti, and this is her story.
Hi, I'm Lia Walti, player for Arsenal and the Swiss women's national team, and this is Point of View with She's a Baller.
Lia, thanks for joining us on this incredibly stunning pitch in your homeland. Can you tell us about your upbringing and how you got into football?
Well, I'm from Langnau. It's a little town in between Bern and Lucerne, and my childhood was pretty nice. We were a lot in the nature. We did a lot of different sports. In winter, obviously, went up to the mountains to ski, to snowboard, and in summer, yeah, we had the ball either in the hands or on the foot. So yeah, I had a family. We loved to go outside and just spend a lot of time in the nature.
And what are you like as a skier? How good are you?
I'm a bit better as a snowboarder, I would say, but I obviously haven't tested it for a long time, so I'm probably a bit rusty, but I'm really excited for after my career to keep doing it a bit more again.
Is that the career change after football, is it?
We'll see. We'll see.
Could be in the Olympics.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it that far. It's probably a bit late. No, but it's something I love to do, and I'm really, really excited when I can start doing it again.
Could you tell us a little bit more about how you got into football? There are so many different sports you can play, but why football?
Yeah, I think my dad was obviously a footballer, so we went to his games a lot and to his trainings, and at that time he started to support the first women's team in my hometown. So we went a little bit more to trainings, and as well, I think football is just such an easy sport to play. In school, when we had a break between the lessons, then we just all had a ball on our feet. We wanted to play with each other. It was really accessible for everybody. So I think I just fell in love, during school time and my childhood with my dad.
You broke into the Swiss squad in 2011. What did football in Switzerland look like then, and how much do you think it's changed?
Well, it was very different, but I think if you look all over the world, women's football has been developing so much in the last couple of years. So in Switzerland, at that time, we obviously had no professional environments for women's football. We still don't fully have professional environments, but it's getting a little bit better year by year. But it has been a struggle to find pitches, to find locker rooms. It has been a struggle as a girl to play in girls' teams. So I think right now we're way better with that. I think young girls, they have the chance to play with girls, and so we're on the right way, but we still have a few steps to go.
What would you say are the biggest changes that you've seen since you've started playing as a youngster until now in terms of Swiss football for women and girls?
I think the support is just bigger for female as well. I think when I was a girl, I was literally the only girl in a boys' league because I had no other option to play anywhere else. So I think right now the girls have way better options. We have better pitches. We do have the support from the men's teams, the men clubs, and all in all, it's just improving step by step. But again, I still hope that we're going to have a professional league very soon.
What was it like getting the call up to the Swiss squad, and how did you celebrate that moment?
I actually don't really remember that moment, which is really sad. I don't think I celebrated a lot. I think I was more just shocked that I got the chance in such a such a young age already, but I was excited, and I was a humble little girl, so I was not really having the biggest hopes to actually play. I was just trying to enjoy the moment and just see what the future will bring, but it was obviously an incredible experience.
How did it feel when Switzerland were announced as Euros hosts?
Honestly, when I heard about that they're even gonna try to get the Euros here, I couldn't really believe it, because again, when we look back 10 years, that was not something which we ever dreamed about. It was just something really, really far away. And yeah, when it was decided that it's going to be here, it was an incredible feeling, almost unreal feeling. Now when I look forward to next summer, yeah, it's really exciting. It's something special to play in front of your family, in front of your friends, in your hometown town stadiums. Like, it's something, I don't even really want to think too much about it, because there are other steps before that to get there, but it is something really special.
Are your family quite a big part of your journey? Do they come to a lot of your games at Arsenal and the national team?
Yeah, they do. They come whenever they can. Dad is now in pension, so he has a little bit more time to travel. My mom is still working, but she's still trying to get to as many games as possible. Usually when we play here in Switzerland, they're always in the stands and yeah, feeling really, really supported.
What are you most excited to show fans when they come to Switzerland next year?
What you can see here. Like, I think of course I want them to come for football, to enjoy women's football and see the level that we're playing at. But at the same time, Switzerland has so much to offer, a beautiful nature. You can drink tap water, we have fresh air, like we have beautiful lakes in summer. Everybody always thinks we don't have a beach, so we don't go there in summer, but it's actually really nice in summer. So I want to show people as much as I can.
Have you been up any of the mountains behind you?
Actually, one of my friends, they have a house really close to here, up in the mountains, where I go every winter, it's a beautiful area here. But I haven't been on that pitch, I have never seen it, and it's incredibly nice.
What are your ambitions for Switzerland in the Euros next year?
Yeah, I think first of all, we need to rebuild a little bit, something we haven't really done well in the last couple of years, but we did the right steps in the last couple of games, and I think we want to do something which we never done before. We want to get out of the group stage and go in the knockout phases, and we all know if you're there once, everything is possible. And I think with the fans in our back supporting us, I think we can get that last little push we need. And we do have a big talent in that group. We have a lot of young players who are hungry. And yeah, it's just an exciting moment. But on top of that, we obviously want to create a fire in Switzerland about women's football to impress as many people as possible, and also to make the little girls dream big.
Are there any teams you're particularly excited to play against, if you could choose?
Well, the teams I'm most excited about to see, I don't really want to play against them, let's be honest. I think Spain is up there. Like, Spain is a team with a lot of quality, a great football to watch. We haven't really had the best experiences playing against them lately, but at the same time, it's a challenge, and the tournament challenges are cool, and we have to accept them when it comes to that point. So I would say they're probably the team to beat in that tournament.
Brilliant. You joined Arsenal in 2018, but what made you make the decision to move to the WSL?
It was actually quite different league at that point when I decided to get there. I think when I got the offer of Arsenal, I just went there to see the whole setup, and literally the first moment I knew that's what I want to do. It was just a feeling with the coach at that time, with the club, with the familiar setup, even though it's such a big club. It was just very impressive what I've seen, and I just had the right feeling in my belly, and I just trusted that. But at that time I didn't know that women's football in England and at Arsenal particularly is going to grow that fast. So it was just a really lucky choice.
What have you loved most about the past 6 years?
I think the growth of the game in England. I think it started maybe with a little bit on a lower level with fans' engagement and stuff like that. And in the last couple of years, especially with the Euros in England, it has been such a big boom in women's football, and it's just been great to be part of that, because it's what our game deserves. You know, that people are interested in coming to watch our games, and to experience that towards the end of my career is something really special.
Who is your team bestie?
Well, I think Kim and Lia have been there from the first moment since I've been there, and we've bonded really closely, and we went through good and bad times together and supported each other during that time. And I think if I need something, these are the two ones I would call first.
How do you think it would be if you faced Leah Williams and captaining her side going out to the Euros versus your side?
Well, it would be a special moment, and we had that moment before, not at the Euros, but I think in that moment you're not particularly friends, you just have to put that aside, and both teams want to win, so it would be something special, but at the same time we both would focus on our own roles.
It's been a bit of a turbulent start of the season for Arsenal this year. How do you deal with these moments of adversity, and how do you cope with those personally? How do you take a moment away from all the pressure?
Yeah, I think you have to understand that all these parts can happen in football, and there are good and bad times, and you have to be present and take each game as an individual. We can't change what happened now at the start, so we have to be positive. I think we're on the right way. We're having the right meetings, conversations we need to have to fix the things, and of course, we have to stay positive, we have to stick together, and we have to believe in the plan we have. And I do believe we have a huge talent in that team with a potential to win a lot of trophies. But now it's on us to put that on the pitch in the right moments, the right time, to then actually beat the right teams in the important moments. And I think something really looking forward to with that team, because we have a bright future ahead. You can see the talent in the squad. We just now need that final little step to be done to be actually on top.
And how do you cope in those moments personally? Do you speak to friends and family? Do you speak to teammates when going through those more difficult patches in the season?
Well, yeah, I'm a communicator, so I do need the chat. No matter who's around, I think firstly it's mostly the teammates, because they're just right there, and then obviously it helps to speak to family and friends. But at the same time, I also like the distraction. I do have some other things next to football I like to do, and I just need to soak up the energy in these moments, because sometimes it's hard to get it in football when things are not going well.
You have Renee in at the moment as the interim. How's it been under her? She's done so well so far.
Yeah, she's done well. It was a hard situation for her as well, seeing Jonas leaving, and she was his assistant for a while. So I think it was a bit unexpected for her to step into that role, but she did incredibly well. She stepped up in the moment we needed her. She made important decisions for us. So as long as she's going to be in that position, I'm sure she's going to do great.
Do you think it helps being managed by a person who has been there and done it and got the T-shirt and knows some of the experiences you guys go through?
Yeah, I think both can help. Sometimes it's good to get something completely fresh, to see a new picture, to kind of make everybody be competitive again. But at the same time, in that moment of the season, like where we had a lot of games coming up straight away after, I think it was quite good that Renee was there, knowing the team, knowing our situation, and knowing the squad to be prepared the best possible way, even though we had no official head coach in that moment.
Emirates is the women's team home this season. How has that been for yourself and the squad?
Well, it's so cool. Again, it's something we never really dreamed about a couple of years ago, and now we're here week in and week out playing in front of so many people in the typical men's stadium, we used to say, where now it's a club stadium for both teams, which is really cool. And you can see people are interested to watch us, and it's giving you a complete different feeling as a player to be in a stadium like that with the how do you say, with how loud the fans are when we score a goal, the feeling is so much more intense. So it's just really, really cool, and we're all trying to soak up every moment.
Does it ever get old at all?
I don't think so, no. I think it never gets old. First of all, the Emirates is an incredible stadium. The Arsenal fans turn up all the time. I think there is nothing better right now than playing for Arsenal because of the fans and the whole setup.
And the Emirates has become a little bit of a catwalk, because a lot of people who sort of go there for kind of the fashion side of it, with the especially the third kit seems to be quite popular this year.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Is that your favourite kit, the third one, or have you?
Wow, all time you mean, or this season?
This season will go.
Yeah, all time. I have a few ones. I think the pink ones we had in the past, I really loved those ones, and the Stella McCartney one last year was also really cool. Loved that one. But I do think Adidas and the partners always turn up with really great ideas and new styles. So love the kits, but mostly the third kit is actually mostly pretty nice, which we unfortunately don't get to wear that much, which is a bit sad. Yeah.
We're heading towards the Christmas break, so how will you be celebrating Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas is about being with the family, seeing the people you usually don't really see during the year. It's nothing really special for us. I'm definitely going to be up in the mountains, seeing a bit of snow, and going for walks and just trying to kind of reflect on the year and kind of leave aside the football. And yeah, just I think quality time with my people, that's all that matters in that moment.
You would
What's the
change
one thing
about
you
women's
change
football
about
at
the
the
women's
moment,
football
and why?
industry?
Well, yeah, I think there is still quite a lot I would change, especially when you look worldwide. I think I would just like that all the girls, no matter where in the world, have the same opportunities as the boys and as us. I think we're quite privileged at the minute to experience that, but we know the reality is that there are a lot of places where it's not like that. So I wish kind of equal opportunities for everybody.
So what's been the biggest highlight of your career?
I find that such a hard question. I think the first World Cup with Switzerland in 2015 was a really special one because we never qualified for a big tournament before that, and just the whole feeling around that, the first time in big stadiums with a big crowd, that was something which is always going to stick in my memory.
What's been the most challenging part of your career so far?
I think the most challenging year was last year for me, but that was more because of personal reasons. My life just really went a bit out of control, and I just felt like it affected everything and football as well, and I think that just needed some time, and that was very, very challenging.
What would life look like after football for you?
I don't really think that far ahead, if I'm completely honest. It scares me a little bit because I think, again, so many different things could happen. I do think I'm going to probably try living life in Switzerland after my career, and obviously depending a bit on job opportunities as well. I would want to stay a little bit in women's football to keep supporting the game, but definitely maybe taking a break right at the start. And I would love to have my own family, so that is a big dream of me as well. But again, we will see what happens. Things change, plans change. That's why it's important for me to be just present right here, right now.
If you could trade shirts with anyone in history, who would it be and why?
Zinedine Zidane.
Oh, wow.
Straight away. My all-time favourite player. Such an incredible player. I was lucky to still see him play a couple of times, and he was so elegant the way he played, a really attacking-minded player, a midfielder, incredible talent, and yeah, I would do everything to get his shirt signed.
Who has been the biggest role model in your career?
Again, I don't really have one particular person. I do think you can see you can see role models in a lot of people. I think at one point it's of course family members who are, let's say my mom, who's working in her job every day really hard, and just managed to raise two girls in a really nice way. And then, for example, my sister, who chose a complete different way than me and was really brave to leave the country as well, being completely alone, matured again so far away from home. But then at the same time, obviously, you look up to sports people. Roger Federer was always somebody I looked up to. The way he handled everything during his career was just impressive. He seemed to always be such a great person, a role model for people. And yeah, I think I could now count a few more, but I think it's important to be inspired in many moments of many people, because there is not just one person who is doing everything right.
You mentioned your mum was at work. Do people at her work know who her daughter is?
My mum is really, really humble. I don't think she would scream that out loud. I think my dad is the complete opposite. He would sometimes say, "Oh, I'm Lia's dad." And no, my mum, I mean, people know because we're a town, everybody knows everyone, but at the same time, my mum would not make herself known by it. Parents would also never wear my kit or anything like that to the game. I think that's just not the way we live it as a family. I think we support each other in a quite calm and way in the back, so that people don't necessarily have to recognize.
What is your favourite brand of Swiss chocolate?
That's a hard one. No, it's not. The thing is, I love chocolate, and I do love actually different chocolate. I think I would be bored if I only get the Lindt chocolate or the Gruyere. I love Ovomaltine. If you haven't tried that, next summer you should try that. I'd probably go with Ovomaltine because it's a special one. It's crunchy. I don't say much more, you have to try.
Thank you so much for joining us on top of this beautiful setting in the Swiss Alps, and we're wishing you the absolute best of luck for the Euros next year.
Thank you too. Hope to see you there.
Oh, 100%. We will definitely be there. Yeah.